Hi guys. All right. I'm settled. Good evening. I'm checking in on you. We're gonna do a quicker reading than the one I did yesterday or the day before. The day before. I'm just going to pull out of a few tarot cards. I have a couple oracles. We're gonna see what comes out. I'm gonna see how you feel as well. Hi guys. Okay. So I needed to shuffle these first, but it's not what I want to start with. So we're actually going to draw out of the tarot first and foremost, and not even the oracles. So I tend to like to start with oracles. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. So I'm checking in with you tonight. I'm drawing a lot of oracles tonight and a little bit of tarot, but when I say a little bit of tarot, it's because I only have one tarot deck, which I'm starting with. So we're gonna see how you feel. Let's just go with the flow. So the first cards. You're in a serious mood. You've got something you want to accomplish. You've got work on your brain. You're very attentive to the details of things. You're so attentive to things that you're not concerned about what people are saying, doing, thinking about you and how you do things. I can show you. You're just busy with what you need to do, and even if you're working with people, you don't care what they think, you don't care what they say. I'm not set up to actually read the chats really, but I see something was written there. I mean, I saw something pop up, so apologies if I'm not really fully connecting with you, but I will through the eyes and by talking with you. So let me pursue here. So I've got a lot of pentacles on the table right now. There's a situation where you're so absorbed by what you do that you've chosen to close off, and I think it could probably be in terms of your emotions and not necessarily in this setting as well. So you're sort of, on the contrary, keeping you're busy working, minding your own business, because it's how your mood is. Your mood is kind of a little bit somber at the moment, and it pertains to maybe a conflictual situation or misconstrued perceptions of people, of what things that you might have said or done, and it's actually sort of drawing to you a lot of unwanted attention, and not the right kind of attention, really. So you've walked away from this simply to protect yourself. You're not wanting to, put your hand out. You're not really there yet. You're just really closed off at the moment. Let me see. I'm going to draw out of an oracle just to change the vibe here and see what comes up that might relate to this particular situation. Especially like what is being misconstrued, right? Two cards that don't match at all, right? That don't synchronize really well with what I've been saying so far, but we'll see what links and connections I can pull. Your pets and open up your heart. So I just told you you're not very willing to open your heart at the moment. You've chosen to protect yourself by walking away, or at least turning your back. It's really an energy of wanting to keep to yourself. So the pet's energy, I'm not too sure how to interpret right here, right now. You might be tending to your pets just because that's where your solace lies. This is where you're comfortable and you don't feel that they challenge you. So it's easier this way. It is true. You are getting the love of your pets. You are having a lot of affection there that is actually helpful to you. And I'm saying this in all seriousness at the moment. I think that that is a true thing. So let me keep pulling tarot. Specifically about, I'm going to clarify really what happened that makes you feel like you're drawing hate to yourself. I'm not saying that you did it on purpose. On the contrary, it's I guess it's the backlash that you're getting, right? Interestingly enough, it could be because you did not extend your hand. It could be because you didn't make a gesture forward. You're just a little too closed off for that at the moment. You do have a collaborative energy, base energy to you and how you work. So you're not devoid of that at all. You're just really, really not wanting to draw any attention to you, especially the negative kind, which is unfortunately what is showing up for you. So you've got haters. Five of Swords is here. That's what it is. So let's keep pulling. You know, sometimes I prefer not to ask questions. Let the cards decide what it is that is relevant to be said here. So instead of trying to ask, how do you feel? What are you going to do? I mean, not that those questions are not relevant and interesting, but maybe here it's preferable to have the surprise. You're staying home. I'm telling you, you're staying home with your pets. You're much more comfortable in a very familiar setting, a place where you feel this is your sanctuary, where you feel happy, safe again. The conflict, for whatever reason, does pertain to a relationship. Ultimately, the fact that you didn't maybe extend an offer or show some interest, basically. This is too little too late, maybe. Especially after walking away and protecting yourself, right? It's a strange, I mean, you're not really extending your hand here, but in the case that you did, you might have not done it in the right order, at the right moment. Again, something that was misconstrued as a lack of interest. although from the get-go you had an interest in participating at least. When I say participating, I also say I mean it in a way where you wanted to have everyone's talents being, how do you say, when you really want everyone to shine, right? You really want everyone to bring their best, to bring their A game, and everyone to be recognized for that. It's really the Three of Pentacles energy. Although you were closed off, you have felt a lot of love. You have felt a lot of desire for something happy. You're capable of that because you tend to your home in this way. You tend to your pets in this way. You have a very loving nature. You just you reacted like anybody would react. You closed off to hate and to people, you know, lashing out at you and trying to win over you. I mean, you're not even to blame here. I mean, not that you did nothing wrong. I mean, but so far in this reading, the reaction of closing down is a very normal one. So let me see. Actually, you know what? These cards are funnily like not really popping up for me. I'm going to come back to that deck, but I'm just saying that for some reason I felt I needed to put it away for now. I'm going to draw it out of an oracle. Specifically, it's a specific love oracle, or specifically it's a love oracle. Sorry. Two cards. So one is loving yourself. So I think that it's something that you are needing to do and that you're doing at the moment. I feel that you need to basically hug yourself. No one's hugging you. The other energy that came out is sweet surrender. I should be showing these. YouTube is like so prude. I didn't think. Sweet surrender is what is really required you to do for you to do. It's what you wish to do. It's what you've always wanted to do. It just doesn't come out as very obvious from you because you have this energy to you that is very friendly. You have an energy to you that is, first and foremost, the interest is first towards the other person, right? It's a little bit of a selfless energy where you tend to want to know about the other person, how they're doing, how they're feeling, but as you do that, you forget about sharing yourself in return. You probably do it also as a way of not having to share yourself deeply. It's definitely a possibility that you've grown accustomed to this way of operating or just being. You really need to let go, but it's not a let go of letting something go. It's learning how to trust. That's what it is. You know, I'll share something a little bit personal, but I don't want to make this about me. But when I was younger, when I felt hurt, I would close down and I would walk away without a word. This is something that I've done countless times, and I've seen other people do it as well in my life, right? So, again, I'm not judging anybody for doing that, having done it myself, but I know that it is a self protective mechanism, like defense mechanism. Let's keep pulling. But you are challenged to surrender. In this context, it is really, really difficult. You don't feel heard, and everything you say, again, you feel like it's being turned against you. So it's a difficult situation for you to feel safe. So you'd rather like basically hide where you can, and that place is home. What are these cards? Well, two characters came out for me. I say for me in the sense that for me, I see people here right now, even if it's energy as well. So there's a very strong individual here that's has a say in the matter, in what is happening. So this person has the upper hand in this situation. Not sure that it's you, but it could be you. But I don't think it is, because at the moment I think that you've walked away and you're shying away. And when you have to work, you're just minding your business, right? You're trying to attract as little attention as possible. But you have someone's attention. This person's coming also out of a place for themselves, probably home as well, where they come out of what they were doing. They could be in the same situation as you. They could be working solo. I say solo because although the Three of Pentacles is a collaborative energy, I feel that you're not wanting to go public or to be with people per se. Any contact with people is hurtful at the moment, or so it seems. And there's somebody in the same situation. There's somebody that likes to be home, prefers to be home, prefers to stay alone. But that person has an intellectual interest for what you do, how you work, what you have to say, how you think, especially the way that your brain works in terms of abstract thinking. So let's see what kind of past life energy you might have with this person. So just to be clear here, there's not a full-blown love relationship showing up. There's a very interesting friendship going on and a very interesting collaboration going on. But in terms of the environment and the people in that environment, it is creating a lot of static, friction, unwanted attention, misconstrued perceptions, etc. All the way to hatred, or at least, the expression of having haters and people that just basically throw shade. But I do want to look at the past life connection between you and this magician. And how come you're striking a form of interest here where this person is at least like, hi, whoever is here, thank you for showing up. So let's see what that energy is between the two of them, especially in terms of past life stuff. It speaks of a unrequited love. That's the past that they share, these two. So we clearly see why you would have walked away. It's not clear whether you're the person that didn't love or if this other person, this magician, didn't love you or doesn't love you. But we're talking about past life, so didn't love you. And it could also be that this is the perception of what has happened between the two of you, that it was unrequited. Especially in the context of when someone didn't want to extend themselves, stayed closed off. There's a real barrier for one particular person, which I think is you. You have a particular way of what I was describing earlier about this way of behaving, right? Where at the slightest thing that you feel is unwelcomed, or when you perceive that you're not being accepted and that people are not taking your offer or just grabbing your hand, you close off and you go further, you walk away. You interpret it as unrequited love. Let's draw another one of those. I'm emphasizing the fact that it could very, 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 very well be a perception more than anything, because there's the possibility of love. There's this beautiful possibility and desire to be in a relationship, a happy one. But there is a barrier about self-love here. Somebody is having a hard time feeling comfortable and surrendering, most likely because they don't have enough self-love. So let's pull another one of these. I'm curious. This is orphelin. It means orphanated. Someone was left abandoned. So this is a real, a very clear pattern here. When you feel abandoned, obviously, whether it happened or not, the circumstances are yet to be like really, really clarified here. So let me just take a moment. There's let me go back to the beginning. The idea that someone came in with the right attitude, but not enough visibility, or not wanting too much attention. Something happened where there was friction, conflict, and that particular situation had someone very closed off to the other at a time when the other person was actually extending themselves to them. And so that person felt that the love wasn't requited, and they felt abandoned. But moreover, the person that was closed off didn't notice who and what happened, and so the other person left. So that person in turn was abandoned and also felt like the love wasn't requited. So both people here created the same perception or reaction or emotional confusion to one another because the timing was off. I'm going to use some French cards. I will translate for you. It's a little text. It's literally like someone speaking up and saying how they feel at the moment. But in this case, we could look at, there's a portion of the reading that is current, right? It's checking in on you and what you're doing. You're home, you're minding your business. When you're at work, you don't want to be bothered. The only place you feel comfortable is at home. You're loving on your pets are loving you. It's where you feel good. It's the place you can surrender. You're learning how to love yourself because you're heartbroken. You feel like there's a situation where love was unrequited and you felt abandoned. But someone still has an interest in collaborating with you. They might want to consider also coming out of their own very solitary posture, if you want. And the relationship and the dynamic between the two of you stems from a past event where you both basically hurt each other by making the other person feel like they weren't loved and feeling abandoned. So let's see. The card fell. I will need my glasses. I'm going to show you, but I will read and translate. Je suis amoureuse de toi. I'm in love with you. Mes sentiments pour toi sont profonds et sincères. My feelings for you are deep and sincere. Je suis vraiment amoureux de toi. I'm really in love with you. Il ne faut pas que tu en doutes. You cannot doubt. Même si j'ai du mal à l'exprimer, even if I have a hard time expressing it, ou que mon comportement ne le montre pas toujours, or even if my behavior doesn't show it to you. So I'm really in love with you, or I am in love with you. My feelings for you are deep and sincere. I'm really in love with you. You shouldn't doubt, even if I have a hard time expressing it, or if my behavior doesn't show it to you. You see how deep down there's a lot of love between the two of you. There's really a base for, and I really emphasize the word base as there's a foundation to the relationship. There's a reason why there's a connection, why there's, I even want to add the fact that there's a friendship. There's an underlying friendship to this, which is an amazing way of cementing a relationship. Let's pull maybe a little bit more, especially now that we know that one person, at least one person really loves the other. The condition here, like what's conditional, not the love is not conditional. I believe this love is unconditional, but what's conditional to having any form of interaction between these two people is having to open up, especially after such a hard difficult experience, because the way that both people have closed down and the way that they're, how deep their hurts and the wrongful perception that they have from one another, of one another, will make it very difficult for them to reopen. But the only way to do that is to surrender. I'm almost done. I'm going to pull one more card on the love, on the fact that someone's in love. What is... someone really, really, really loves you. You just never knew. They never got to tell you. This is how they feel. But that's not what you're going to see, because that's your experience. Unrequited, abandoned. So it's a difficult situation to pull back up, right? It's gonna be in French we would say titanesque. Like it's the same root as Titanic, right? It means that it's gigantic. It means that it would require so much. And the so much is the real key here. I'm sorry, I keep having to hide this card because of the rules here, but the surrender is obviously what's required. It's the key. It's the solution, or at least it's the start of a solution. But then where do you take it? Where does it go? To be continued. So thank you guys for being here. I will see you soon. I will do another reading another time. So thank you for checking in with me as I was checking in on you.